Okay, so we're going to do a monster genetics lab. And what we're going to be doing here is making two monsters, one female and one male. And you're going to draw them or use Google Draw. And then you're going to do some crosses to see what their children would look like. So you're going to need a coin, or you could use a digital flip. You can just Google one. And here's the procedure. So you're going to take a coin and you're going to flip it twice to determine the genotype for each trait. And you're going to fill in the table. If you get heads, it's going to be allele 1. If you get tails, it's going to be allele 2. Okay? And then using the trait column, you're going to determine the phenotype for each pair. So for the first one for eyes, I'm going to take a coin and I'm going to flip it. The first one I got heads, which is allele 1. So the first allele is going to be a big E. And then I just flipped it again and I got tails. So it's allele 2, which is a little e. So it's big E, little e. And so that means it's dominant. So she's going to have two small eyes. For eye color, I'm going to flip it. I got a little r, allele 2. I got tails. And then I flipped it again and I got tails again. So I'm going to put two little r's, and that means she's going to have white eyes. We're going to do this all the way down. Then in this one, for the male monster, it's kind of like a fill in the missing information. So eyes, he's got two little e's. So I'm going to go up here and say, okay, little e's, that means he's got one large eye because it's recessive. And I would write one large eye. Eye color, he's got white eyes. I'm going to go back up here. White eyes is recessive, so it's little r, so he's going to be two little r's. I'm going to go down and figure that out. The only tricky part is skin color. It's codominant, which means that you express both genes. So if you get one G and one B, right, one heads and one tails, you would write G and B here. And that would mean that it's got both green and blue skin when you color it. And the other tricky one is feet. This is called incomplete dominant. Basically, sometimes if you mix a red flower and a white flower, you get a pink flower. You get that intermediate phenotype. So if you get one big F and one little f, then your monster is going to have 3 toes. If you get two big Fs, it's going to have 4 toes. If you get two little Fs, it's going to have 2 toes. And that's all you have to do. And then you have to draw each of the monsters. They can look however you want them to look. And then you're going to do the post-lab questions. So you're going to define these terms using examples from the lab activity. You're going to explain how coin flip relates to the probability of inheriting genetic conditions, basically how it's a 50-50 shot, like how I explained to you. I have brown eyes. Alan has blue eyes. Emma ended up with blue eyes. But blue eyes is the recessive trait. So that must mean she got a little b from me, which is possible because my mom has blue eyes. So basically, I'm a heterozygous for eye color. I'm big B, little b. And that's it.